Lee Marvin.
Chamomile tea? Why, the idea. Anybody would think I was an old maid. Ah, do I have to, dear? Oh, I know you only want to do it for my own good, but I'd much rather have a drink. Now, wasn't I a good girl?
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Kinney. I didn't know you were home. I see Mrs. Kinney's getting some sleep at last. I came back to do the ironing, but that can wait until tomorrow. Good night.
My name is Frank Ballinger, Detective Lieutenant, M Squad, a special detail of the Chicago Police. This case of the Lonely Hearts started long after a woman had died.
Remember that fellow was in here last month about his sister?
Yeah.
Just got an exhumation order for a Mrs. Kinney. She died in August. They just dug up the body. Here's the autopsy report.
Wow. Enough poison to kill 3 people, huh? What did Mr. Kinney say about that?
Disappeared without a trace. So did her jewelry, about $500 worth. Also $3,000 in bonds from her bank box. Kinney had access to it.
Well, who is he? I mean, do we have the record on him and anything?
Mm-hmm. Not under that name. We think she met him at a Lonely Hearts Club.
A Lonely Heart? Now, that's a big help. There's about 100 of those in this city.
Yeah. Eddie, send the woman in. Kinney disappeared without a trace. Come in, Miss Haskins. You sit down, please. This is Miss Haskins, Lieutenant Ballinger.
How do you do?
She was Mrs. Kinney's maid. Will you describe him for us, please?
Oh, he was about 50, I'd say, but he looks younger. Dignified, well-spoken. His hair was gray, going white. Made him distinguished looking. And he wore glasses, shell-rimmed.
About 5'11", 170 pounds.
I don't believe he did it. So broke up when she died.
She met him at a introduction club?
Yes, I think so. She went to several.
Then she was looking for a husband.
Yes. Her first husband was dead, and she was lonesome.
Kinney was supposed to be an executive in a big export company. I never heard of him. Thank you, Miss Haskins.
Oh, I'll talk to you later, if I may. I know it's on your mind, boss. But I don't look like a lonely heart. I don't even feel like one.
You could, Frank, if you'd lock up your little black book.
Not a chance. I'm not the type. But my boss didn't agree with me. I'd covered about 20 clubs when I landed in this one. I was looking for a killer. Someone I'd never seen. All I had to go on was a maid's description.
Oh, come right in. We're all friends here. I'm Jane Ramsell. What's your name?
George Johnson.
Oh, well, you can fill out one of these applications, Mr. Johnson, after you've had a chance to meet us and decide to join us. And $10 now, please. And we'll want your photo.
Photo?
Yes, so the other members can meet you. The ones who don't come to all the parties.
Well, am I to be advertised?
Oh, now, don't tell me you're not lonesome and wouldn't like to meet a nice, companionable friend. Oh, thank you. What business are you in, Mr. Johnson?
Oh, I'm an executive, you know, the manufacturing business.
Oh, we've had others in that bracket. They're highly preferred. No bad habits, I hope.
Oh, no. I take very good care of myself, you know, no late hours, anything like that.
Oh, you're just the kind of a member we like, Mr. Johnson. Now, let's go into the club room and meet some of the folks.
Oh.
Oh, thank you. Folks, here's another friend, Mr. George Johnson. Introduce yourselves to him. Make him feel at home. Make him want to become one of us. We dance every Wednesday and Saturday.
Oh, good.
Well, of all people. Come, dear, you must meet him.
You know, sometimes you don't get to meet anybody.
What on earth are you?
Miss Larson.
I thought it was you.
Small world, Chicago, huh?
Stephen, dear, this is an old student of mine.
George Johnson. How do you do, sir?
This is Stephen Miller.
Well, have we met someplace before?
I don't think so. Glad to meet you, Mr. Johnson.
Yeah. And, Miss Larson used to teach me English in high school.
Dear, would you get us some coffee? I haven't seen this boy in ages.
Yes, of course.
I hated to butt in on you like that, but I'm on a job.
Well, I knew it must be something.
And just remember one thing. My name is George Johnson. Nobody here is supposed to know that I'm a cop.
Is it something dangerous?
Ah.
But why here, Frank?
Oh, the man we're looking for, we think he operates in places like this. But we're not positive. Well, don't look so worried. I didn't mean to upset you.
But here? Oh, it isn't possible. I've known most of these people for years.
Who's your friend?
Stephen? Oh, he joined 3 months ago. He's with Reed and Parker, a buyer.
And it's serious?
Very serious. You think I'm too old?
Oh, of course not.
Now, Mr. Johnson, we can't have you cutting in on somebody else's girl. Your niece and her young man are here to drive you home. Oh. Well, where's Stephen?
Well, he went home, didn't he tell you?
Oh, yes. Yes, he said he had to work tonight. Come, I want you to meet my niece.
Oh, Aunt Mary, we've had a wonderful time. Are we too early for you? David has to get up tomorrow at dawn.
No, I'm ready, but I want you to meet an old friend, Mr. Johnson. Kate, my niece,
How you
and
doing?
David Hollis.
Hi.
Hello, Mr. Hollis. How are you? Say, are you a member of the club, too?
No, I'm just a salesman. I can't join this club till I become an executive.
I'll get my coat.
We'll wait for you outside, all right? Come on, darling.
Frank, come and see me soon.
It's a date.
I can't understand Stephen. Such an odd thing to do.
But maybe he is a little ill or jealous. Hey, that's not a bad idea. Keep him home at nights.
Isn't a bit like him.
Part of being a detective is putting your nose into other people's business. You learn to act on instinct. Stephen Miller resembled the man we wanted. I checked at Reed and Parker. They'd never heard of Miller. Had no one by that name on their payroll. What did it mean? How was I to break it to Mary?
He's such a nice person. The sort every woman dreams about. Anyway, I did. He hasn't even phoned today.
Well, the thing that I can't figure out is how does a smart girl like you get mixed up in a Lonely Hearts Club in the first place?
The best reason in the world, Frank. I was lonely. You've no idea what male company can do for an old maid's ego.
You think an awful lot of him, don't you?
We're going to get married.
I suppose that he's, well off.
What does it matter? I have enough for both of us. My father left me a little real estate and some good investments.
Then you're, quite a catch.
I don't like the way you say that. Stephen isn't after my money. What little I have goes to Kate. You think I'm being a silly old woman, don't you?
No. It's just that I want you to play it safe. Be careful.
Careful about what? Frank. It's Stephen, isn't it?
They don't know him down at Reed and Parker's. He doesn't work there. Oh, maybe he has an explanation for the whole thing. Anyway, I'd like to try a little test. Have him meet somebody. Miss Larson, for you, I'd do anything to give him a clean bill of health.
What do you want me to do?
Well, phone him. Have him over this afternoon for a drink, and I'll just drop in. You haven't told anybody who I am.
Hello, Mr. Johnson. What are you two conspiring about?
Conspiring?
Well, you go right ahead. I have
to change clothes. David's coming to take me to lunch.
Hey, I have an appointment myself. Thanks for reminding me. Well, goodbye, everybody.
Bye. What was he trying to sell you?
Nothing, dear. Nothing.
Careful, Aunt Mary. He might be after your investments.
We were looking for the man who poisoned Mrs. Kinney. Her maid knew the man, and I arranged for her to meet Stephen Miller. Then something went wrong. I learned that Mary Larson had been rushed to the hospital. An overdose of sleeping pills. I went to see her at once. I couldn't understand why my old school teacher would do such a thing. She didn't seem the type.
Terrible thing, Mr. Johnson.
I phoned the house. What happened?
It's what I don't understand. Why would my aunt try to commit suicide?
Now, take it easy, darling. Something awful must have happened, Mr. Johnson.
Well, why do you say that?
Well,
Stephen Miller dropped by the house just before I left.
Oh? Well, what time was that?
just before 1. We were going to meet at 1:15 at the hotel.
After lunch, I went out shopping for a while, and I got home around 4 o'clock. Aunt Mary was sleeping. Her breathing scared me. I couldn't wake her up. And then I saw the bottle of pills. I called the doctor. Larson? Oh, yes. Miss Larson hasn't recovered consciousness. I'm afraid there isn't much hope. Oh.
Mary's attempt shook me. Somehow I couldn't believe her capable of suicide. She seemed so healthy and well-balanced. And that made me order a full report from the lab. In the meantime, we got Stephen Miller's address from the Lonely Hearts Club, but he'd moved from his boarding house. If my hunch about Mary was right, her doctor could tell me. He agreed to meet me at M Squad.
Mary's been a patient of mine for years, in fine health. I examined her about a month ago. She's not the type that'd think of doing away with herself. I'd say she was a pretty solid girl, mentally.
Was there any history of sensitivity to barbiturates?
I didn't know of her taking any. I didn't prescribe any.
Niece didn't know that she had them either. But still, the bottle was found by the bed. Oh, excuse me. Hello? Yeah, speaking. I'll put him on. Police lab. Yeah, hiya, Joe. What do you got? Oh. How do you spell that? Yeah, that does it. All right, thanks. It wasn't the sleeping pills. That's the stuff.
It's pretty hard to spot when you're not looking for it. It's tasteless.
Doctor, do you think she'll pull through?
Well, the poison's usually fatal. They don't come out of the coma.
All right, Doctor, thanks for coming. Poison had killed Mrs. Kinney. That sent me back to the Lonely Hearts Club, where I knew I wouldn't be so welcome when they knew who I was.
Oh, Mr. Johnson, come in.
The name's Lieutenant Frank Ballinger.
The police? Well, this is a respectable club.
You ought to check up better on your members, Mrs. Ramsell. Men like Stephen Miller.
What about him?
We want to talk to him. An attempt was made to murder Mrs. Larson this afternoon.
Oh, no.
He went to see her, and when he left, she was found. Poisoned.
But they were going to be married.
Do you remember a Mrs. Kinney? She married a stranger, too, and he murdered her. Stephen Miller resembles him.
Oh, no. No, please. What have I done? May I tell you something?
Please do.
About a month ago, I saw Mr. Miller in a restaurant. And I knew then he wasn't the executive he pretends to be. But I just couldn't bring myself to tell Miss Larson. They'd been so happy after so much loneliness. And I'd seen things like this work out before. Then when they talked of marriage, I thought he'd told her the truth.
The truth?
That he's a waiter in a restaurant.
She had seen Miller working in a smart restaurant in the Loop, Maximilian's. A waiter who pretended to be a business executive. He'd lied, and I wanted to know why. When I went to the restaurant, Miller recognized me, and he went out the back door. Miller. Lieutenant Ballinger, police.
I expected this. I thought you were a policeman last night. That's why I left the club. But I didn't do anything wrong.
All right, we'll talk about that at headquarters.
Well, can I get my coat?
Yeah, sure.
I used to be somebody. I had a fine job. Then my luck seemed to run out. Nothing went right, and I lost everything. Now I'm a tramp waiter, relief jobs, parties. That's where I got the idea of playing the big executive.
Just what did you have in mind?
Mary's a wonderful woman, Lieutenant. I wanted her to know me like I used to be. I could have made a home for her. I couldn't tell her I'd been lying. You think she'll forgive me?
I think she would, if she lives.
What does that mean?
Shortly after you left her, she took an overdose of sleeping pills.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it. She never took them. That's a lie.
Miller, sit down.
Mary's not that kind of person. It's against everything she believes in. What are you trying to trick me into?
You saw her at 1 o'clock.
Only to tell her that we had to give up our plans and stop seeing each other. I wasn't right for her. Because I couldn't bring myself to tell her who I was.
You still sure that she didn't poison herself?
I'd stake my life on it.
You may be doing just that.
That isn't Mr. Kinney. I'd know him anywhere.
I was worried now. Instinct told me that I'd been close to something at the Lonely Hearts Club. But what? After a bite to eat, the boss and I kicked it around. What I don't get is why was Mary poisoned while I was setting a trap for Miller?
Oh, this was planned before you came along. You weren't spotted or it wouldn't have happened. It had to be somebody Mary Larson trusted. The girl benefits by Mary's will.
I don't know. What about David Hollis? We haven't taken a very good look at him. Suppose he should marry her. If Mary dies, she gets everything. Let's look him over. The next morning, I went to see Kate. I'd had a talk with her boyfriend's employer. David sounded like a right guy, but in view of what his boss said, he needed a checkout.
Oh, Mr. Johnson.
I hope I didn't disturb you, Miss Larson.
Oh, no, it's just that I was expecting David.
May I come in?
Oh, yes, of course. Please do.
Thank you. Kate, as an old friend of the family, I'd like to ask you something. In the event of your aunt's death, how would you be fixed financially?
Well, all right, I guess. Aunt Mary said she was leaving everything to me, and David says it's all good stock.
When did you marry David?
Who told you that?
Was Mr. Hollis living here?
Why, no, he's been called out of town. He just stopped by to do some last-minute packing. He had to go out and buy some things he needs.
Miss Larson, I want the truth. I'm Lieutenant Ballinger. I'm from the police department.
Police department? I didn't know how to break it to Aunt Mary. Now, I may never get the chance. You see, She was all set for a big church wedding, but David thought he might have to go away on business. So, we were married on Monday.
What time did you leave your husband yesterday after lunch?
It was about 2:30.
Then he could have dropped in on your aunt before you found her.
No, why should he?
I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to ask you this. Was there any talk of drawing up mutual wills between you and David?
Yes.
Was there more to it than that?
Yes, we both signed them.
And in the event of your death?
David gets everything.
You know, I could be wrong, but I'd like to try something. I'll need your help.
What for?
It wasn't sleeping pills. Somebody tried to murder your aunt.
Oh, no. And you think that they... No, that's impossible. I won't help you.
Well, whoever it was has failed so far.
It was Stephen Miller.
No, he's in the clear. It was somebody that she trusted. Maybe they had tea together or something like that. And when she collapsed, she was put on the bed with a bottle of sleeping tablets alongside of her. But fortunately, you came home in time and got her to the hospital to save her. But whoever it was has to get out of town now. Because if she talks and tells who was here after Stephen Miller left, and also that she never took the sleeping tablets.
But David had nothing to gain.
You know, people don't ordinarily draw up mutual wills before the honeymoon.
I won't believe you. What makes you so sure it was David?
He's not going on a business trip for his company. He hasn't worked there in a month.
No.
But we've got to be sure, both of us. Will you help me? Mrs. Kinney's maid was my key witness since she could identify the man we wanted. And she was willing to cooperate in what I wanted her to do.
Kate? Kate, you home? Yes, can I help you?
Aren't you,
Well, what is it?
aren't you Mr. Kinney?
Why, no, my name is Hollis. You must have the wrong apartment.
Your voice is so much like his.
Well, maybe that's a compliment.
And your hair. Oh, if it was white, it would be just like Mr. Kinney's.
Is that right? I must have a double. Why don't you come in and tell me about him?
No, it was my mistake.
How did you happen to ring this doorbell?
You are Mr. Kinney. Let me go.
Who sent you?
I thought I recognized you in the street.
Oh, it's too bad. That's just too bad.
That's enough, Hollis. All right, Miss Askins, you can go downstairs and wait for me there, please.
What is this? What right do you got to come barging in here?
Police. You should have known that we'd catch up to you sooner or later.
What is this, a frame?
You killed Mrs. Kinney. And you tried to kill Mary Larson for her little estate through Kate. And you had Steve Miller for the perfect patsy.
This is ridiculous. I never even heard of a Mrs. Kinney.
You've been identified, and other witnesses will come forward.
Okay if I get my coat?
Sure. It wasn't hard to bring Mary Larson and Stephen Miller together. It was what they both wanted. His love gave her something to live for, and today they're married. Their days of loneliness ended. It gave me a lot of satisfaction to nail a ruthless killer like David Hollis Kinney, who preyed on lonely women. He went to the death house at Stateville.
Be sure to tune in again next week for another exciting story from the files of M Squad.